right, let's get started. Today we're going to cover type 1 and type 2 muscle fibers. So our muscle fibers are different, okay? We have either type 1 or type 2, which we can also have type 2A or type 2B, but for this presentation, we're just going to keep it simple and just focus on type 1 and type 2 muscle fibers. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into this and see what the difference is. Type 1 fibers are slow twitch fibers. These are the high endurance. So what that means is that they are going to provide much smaller movement, okay? They have a high resistance to fatigue. So those are going to be your long distance runners. These are the individuals that they're going to continue to use the type 1 slow twitch fibers. If you notice here, I've Googled cross-country runners are going to have a higher proportion of type 1 fibers. Now they still have type 2 fibers. Because of the training that they do, they're going to have a higher proportion of type 1 fibers. So they're going to be much thinner. These are going to be our cross-country athletes, okay, any long distance runner. Now on the other hand, we have type 2 muscle fibers, which are our fast twitch fibers. These are our high velocity muscle fibers. That means that they are going to provide much bigger movements with high velocity. So our powerlifters, sprinters, anybody that's going to use high velocity, bigger and more powerful forces for shorter durations. Now let's take a look at powerlifters. If you'll notice, it's much bigger. They have a higher proportion of type 2 fibers. So here's a picture of a chicken. We're probably familiar with what a breast of a chicken looks like when we eat chicken breasts. It's those white muscle fibers. Now we've probably seen the legs, and these are much darker muscle fibers. So in a chicken, the type 1 fibers are going to be the legs, because these are going to be needed to stand up and walk all day. Now the breast tissue is going to be type 2 fibers because it's high velocity. The chicken is not using it that much until they have to actually start flying. So that's why it is a type 2 fiber in the breast, and then type 1 fiber is the chicken legs. Okay, they are much smaller. So another thing to consider here is type 1 fibers are going to be our postural muscles. So these are the muscles that are going to keep us upright. They're going to be the ones that are constantly in use. So they are postural muscles. Type 2 fibers are going to be our Phasic muscles. These are going to be the muscles that we actually use to move around, bigger movements. So they're going to be in our arms, our legs. These are all going to be type 2 fibers. So make sure you understand that as well. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Y'all have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next video.